Goals. We all have them. Some of them short-term, others long, some easy, some lofty, sometimes unrealistic to say the least. In 2019, I purchased Honda's midsize single-cylinder 4-stroke, inadequately suspended, but surprisingly solid and dirt-worthy CRF230F trail bike. I bought it in a used, semi-thrashed state. It wasn't abused, but the bike appeared to be like any hard-working mule, rode hard and put away wet more than once. The bike was a 2004. I bought it for $500. At some point, minor tinkering for performance gains became an obsession with me, trying to turn it into a race bike. Why, I don't know. Something to do, I guess. I knew it was never going to be a CRF250R, Honda's full race motocross bike, but I could possibly make it into a 230R, and that goal was achieved, bit by bit, experimenting, trial and error, but that quickly turned into yet another goal of taking that bike to the Glen Helen World Vet Championships in San Bernardino, California, and try to score a top 10 finish in the 60-plus amateur class. Impossible? Maybe foolish? Maybe. Old guy, old bike, racing other old guys on new bikes. And boy did I get some looks and comments.
Why do you bring a knife to a gunfight?
Huh?
Why do you bring a knife to a gunfight?
I know, huh?
I've had my share of bad luck the last 4 years. But I have met some great people along the way, made some good friends, and it's been really quite an adventure for me.
Yeah, Tom, love the new bike, brother. Get out there and kick some ass.
And it's also given me the opportunity to meet several former great motocross champions, heroes of my youth. The same guys I used to idolize in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and to actually meet and talk to them was a fantastic experience. Like 7-time world champion Roger DeCoster, Brad Lackey,
You got to be right on top of this mic in order to hear. And you've got the gray hair. Where you knew John back when he was a racer. I need the microphone in order to hear, but thank you so much for coming and honoring John.
No problem. Thank you. R.I.P. John, because there was an Inter-Am in Salinas, California, which is Northern California, and I rode the Sax, and they only had 125. Anyway, that was my first meeting with John R., and he came up and he gave it to me, and he said, "Kid, you have to win." And I went, "I get it."
7-time Supercross champion Jeremy McGrath, all icons of the sport.
It was a lot better, I think. 125 was a little better too, so that's good. It's still fun? Still fun. It's rough, but it's fun. I'm not sure there's be other places I'd rather be, so it's good. Nice.
I came agonizingly close with an 11th place finish in 2022. I had the breakdown in 2023, and I thought this was going to be my year, 2024, that my goal of a top 10 finish would actually happen. But now I believe that quest is over. After another rear shock failure during practice this year, and the recent acquisition of a real race bike, a 2023 Honda CRF230F. That's a 20-year jump in technological advancement. This goal remains a top 10 finish at Glen Helen, so let's see if I can do it this year. I've already qualified in Moto1 with an 8th place finish, but because it's only a qualifier, because there's too many competitors, that finish is not averaged into the overall score. Only Motos 2 and 3 count for the overall in my class. So, I bring you a very abbreviated Moto 2 and a full-length Moto 3.
Hey, watching you. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go over there.
So it's blinking?
Yep.
Okay, we're good. Thank you.
No, it's not on the 230, and I'm normally not a quitter. But after 4 attempts on the 230, I think it's time to up my game a bit with a truly competitive bike, don't you think? Moto 2 had to be cut short because of camera issues. As you can see, it's pointing at the ground, so although it's an excellent view of my front fender, I do know you don't want to sit through 20 minutes of that. So I'll let this run for a few minutes and then we'll go directly to all of Moto 3, which turned out much better for me in more ways than one. I'm still in the hunt for a top 10 overall, depending on how the third moto goes. So if you're tired of looking at my front fender now, I'm going to go directly into Moto 3. I did manage to finish 12th out of 42 in this moto. So things started looking bad. You know, I was having all kinds of issues with the camera, the GoPro issues, running out of data. I didn't have as much card memory as I thought. We've all done that before. And so just stuff happens, you know, stuff happens. I can't think of the word. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So here we are. It's all good. We made it. We're here. Whew. It's been quite a road getting here. But wish me luck.
Wait, what's your name? My name's Jim Lewis from Forest Ranch, California. We are very blessed to be here. God has blessed us beyond comprehension. And to be at this track, this time, it's all downhill after this. We are very blessed. God bless you, brother. Good luck.
All right, right on, man. Yeah, it's looking. All right. What do you have to say? Good luck out there.
You have to yell.
Good luck.
Good luck, old man.
And so now, here's the third and final moto, about to start with a much improved camera angle. I did go down a few clicks on the compression clickers because of the heavy springs. Still set up for Joe's 210 plus pounds. I only weigh 175. One highlight I have to point out is what happened here in the second turn. I managed a pretty good start when all of a sudden this guy decides to take me up high into the berm and pretty much knocks me off the track. I almost hit the ground, but I did manage to get back on the track. I lost several places and I got a major shot of adrenaline and puckered up so bad it probably cost me a good finish. And while we're at it, if you have not already subscribed, just, for God's sakes, just hit the button. It's free. And if you really want to help me out, there's a thanks button. Gas here is $5 a gallon in California. So if you want to buy me a gallon of gas, or half a gallon of gas, or a cup of coffee, that would be great.
You got 10.
10th? Oh, no, really?
Top 10, that's
Awesome.
10.
How'd you do? Top 10.
I guess 10th.
10th out of 34.
At last, an official top 10 finish. And so, with the 12th and 10th place finish, I wound up with an 11th overall. Womp, 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 womp. But we have not reached the end of the road, at least not for me anyway. Now, with a truly competitive bike, I have no excuse, other than living on a meager pension, to not achieve that elusive top 10 overall. Maybe you can come up with some suggestions for what can be improved on this bike, because this thing is so good. And as an added bonus, next year I'll be in the 65 plus class, and I will be the new kid on the block. So, all you 65 plus guys, I'll be gunning for you next year with a new bike, and maybe not so new body, but packing a whole new mindset. See you next year, God willing. I think now it's time to set some new goals for myself and for this channel. What do you think? Thanks for watching.